iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max could get even larger displays, 6.3 inches for 16 Pro and 6.9 inches for the 16 Pro Max. These numbers come from leaked CAD files, which was further confirmed by display analyst Ross Young. He says the exact size of the display on iPhone 16 Pro will be 6.27 inches, which is a bit higher than the 6.12 inches we have right now on the 15 Pro. On the 16 Pro Max, the display will go from 6.69 inches to 6.86 inches, which is around a 2.5% size increase. The interesting part is that displays appear to be taller rather than wider and taller. If this turns out to be true, I see this as an acceptance of the vertical format of our life and prioritizing vertical feed over horizontal videos. These new displays will also be OLED, but the technology will be slightly different. According to unnamed sources, Apple has been discussing adding micro lens arrays to the OLED panels with Samsung and LG. Micro lens arrays are quite a complicated technology, but what you should know is that the implementation of it should increase brightness and power efficiency even further. I don't think anyone has any issues with 2000 nits of brightness on the 15 and 15 Pro, but every bit helps, you know. The improvements to the display, mainly size increase, may have a more practical meaning because, according to Jeff Boo, iPhone 16 Pro models will feature a 48 megapixel ultra-wide camera. We all remember how big of a jump was the 48 megapixel camera on the 14 Pro, and if the same happens to the ultra-wide, this is going to be a game changer. Personally, I cannot say that I'm a huge fan of the ultra-wide camera, but the enhanced resolution will make photos much more detailed and allow for even better macro shots. But apparently, this is not the only camera improvement we'll see next year. According to supply chain analyst Meng-Chi Kuo, iPhone 16 Pro will adopt the same 5x zoom lens as we have now on the 15 Pro Max. To me, this makes perfect sense. All Pro iPhones must boil down to a specific set of features. The Pro Max iPhone is the first one to get advanced camera features, and the regular Pro iPhone adopts all that next year. This can go on in perpetuity, and it is a perfect strategy for selling Pro iPhones every year. Now, you may ask, Arthur, what will be that selling point of the 16 Pro Max if not a telephoto camera? Well, apparently, iPhone 16 Pro Max will have an even better zoom camera, so-called super telephoto camera. This leak comes from a Weibo account, which has been accurate in its leaks a couple of times before. If you're familiar with photography, you would know that the label of super and ultra telephoto usually is applied to cameras with a focal length over 300 millimeters. For contrast, the 5x module in the 15 Pro Max has focal length of 120 millimeters. So a jump from that to 300 millimeters would be a huge step up. I'm slightly skeptical about this since the gap between minimal zoom and max zoom will be just too big and impractical. However, it will make perfect sense for me differentiating Pro and Pro Max iPhones. The same leak also stated that the 16 Pro Max will feature a 12% larger camera sensor than the current iPhone 15 Pro Max. This means better performance in low light, more detail, and overall improved image quality. And you know me, I'm all up for that. The overall design of the phones will be the same titanium, rounded edges. It's too early to change anything. However, apparently someone really likes the idea of additional buttons because iPhone 16 series is expected to gain an additional capacity button. It has a code name, Project Nova, but more often it is called a capture button. According to leaks, this button will be located on the same side as the power button, but positioned slightly lower where the millimeter wave cutout is on recent iPhones. The cutout itself will be moved to the opposite side under the volume buttons. It is still unclear what will be the purpose of this button, but it is expected to be a capacity button rather than a standard mechanical one. This means the button will not press, but it will imitate a press through the built-in Taptic engine. I think the best use case for this new button is to act as a shutter button. I can assume that only based on the probable placement of it, but maybe Apple will think of something different. Also, doesn't it sound familiar to you? Yes, it sounds a lot like solid-state buttons that were rumored to be in iPhone 15 Pro. That idea apparently was scrapped due to technical difficulties. Maybe creating a unified button for volume up and down is much more complicated than one capture button. Also, the leak suggests that the action button we got with the iPhone 15 Pro will also become capacitive rather than mechanical. This is a logical evolution, making the button more durable and less of a structural weakness of the phone. Anyway, I'm super excited to see whether this rumor pans out. So far, it all fits together nicely into a fantastic phone, but I still think that it will have its problems, especially durability-wise. I decided to take a precaution and test a few things out. So we've teamed up with PowerPeak for this video, and they sent me 4 products. First one is this cool glass camera lens protector. The clarity of my photos remains top-notch even when I use flash, which is a big win for me. The protector is made from high-quality tempered glass, and it also features a metal bezel, adding an extra layer of durability. What really seals the deal is the oleophobic layer that keeps fingerprints away. To protect my phone even further, there is a tempered screen protector. Installing it is a piece of cake. Even your mom can do it without bubbles. The 9H Plus hardness really keeps scratches and smudges away. Plus, the anti-spy feature is a nice touch. I like the added privacy when I'm in public. It's thin but offers robust protection. Highly recommend for anyone who wants to keep their screen in mint condition. And if you're gonna buy the new iPhones with Type-C port, you're gonna need a proper cable and a charger. The braided Type-C to Type-C cable from PowerPeak is a great choice that allows connecting a wide array of devices at high speeds, and it's built to last. The nylon cord is tangle-free, and the aluminum casing makes the connectors really durable. As for the charger, the MagSafe charger from PowerPeak is a great alternative to Apple's original charger. It looks the same way and works the same way. Strong magnets, QI compatibility. What else do you need? I will leave links to all these products in the description for you. As far as the performance and internals go, there is no clear consensus among leakers. One leak claims that iPhone 16 will have the first A-series chip designed specifically for standard iPhones. This should be A17 that is going to use a lower cost N3E process instead of the N3B in A17 Pro. To me, this sounds about right. Regular iPhones being 1 year behind the Pro iPhones and with a simpler chip. If this leak is true, the A17 will have one less graphics core, which is not a huge deal if you ask me. However, there's one more interesting leak saying that all iPhone 16 models will have some versions of A18 chips. Pro iPhones will get A18 Pro and regular iPhones A18. What's strange is that this leak also claims the new processors will be manufactured on TSMC's N3E process. It is also too early to say how much more powerful the new processors will be, but I think we can expect at least 10% CPU gains and around 10 to 20% GPU gains. With these performance gains and bigger displays, playing games like Death Stranding will be even more comfortable on the iPhones. With improved performance, we should not see a decrease in battery life. There is even a chance that we will get even better battery life on 16 Pro and 16 than on 15 and 15 Pro. All that could be achieved thanks to the improved battery technology called stacked battery. This battery technology would bring enhanced efficiency, cooler temperatures, and improved longevity. So next year's iPhones will live even longer and will not drop battery health so rapidly. And you know what? I think it is long overdue for iPhones to change battery technology for something more efficient. But all that is still not the end, because the 16 and 16 Pro could have improved connectivity as well. First off, the Pro iPhones next year are likely to get the Apple-designed modem chip for 5G. Initially, it was rumored to appear on iPhone 15 Pro, but apparently Apple has encountered some issues that delayed this shift. This will be another step towards being more independent from suppliers and their technological advancements. Aside from the 5G modem, new iPhones will also get Wi-Fi 7 support. This rumor was shared by Jeff Poo, and we have no reason to not believe it. Wi-Fi 7 will be even faster than Wi-Fi 6E, have lower latency, better bandwidth, and more reliable connectivity. Of course, unless you have a compatible Wi-Fi router at home, you will not feel any difference, but if you do, this is gonna be huge. Unfortunately, there are no leaks regarding the Type-C port and whether it's going to have better and higher transfer speeds. However, we can speculate that next year the Type-C in iPhone 16 Pro will finally become a Thunderbolt and offer even higher speeds and more flexibility in terms of devices you can connect. Thunderbolt Type-C has been an iPad since 2018's iPad Pro. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. If everything goes our way, we could also get slightly faster charging, which should be possible possible thanks to the battery improvements I have talked about earlier. And as for the price, there's still no data to share. However, if you remember, the price increase was rumored for the iPhone 15 lineup. We were expecting iPhone 15 Pro to get $100 more expensive and 15 Pro Max $200 more expensive, but we got the $100 increase and only for the Pro Max iPhone. So I think we should not expect that much generosity from Apple in 2024 and get our wallets ready to spend $1,300 on new iPhones. iPhone 16 Pro and 16 Pro Max, if all the rumors will be true, look like a substantial improvement over the 15 Pro and 15 Pro Max, which already are a noticeable jump from the 14 Pro series. And if you ask me, all the rumored improvements will be well worth the extra $100. So if you have iPhone 14 Pro, you better wait another year, but if you have something older than that, maybe you still should buy the 15 Pro. But don't do it now, do it a few months from now when there will be better deals on it on Amazon and Walmart. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next one.